if there is something I'm still trying to work on, is not being too much of a questionnaire to an extreme. Is not is calming myself down not to be asking the wrong person. Is trying to feel that the more question I ask, the less question I will have. I don't know if that makes sense. That means that I would end up having all the answers I want. As in, as long as I keep asking questions, I might have to get to the end of the questions to the point that I won't have a need to ask questions again. That means I'll have all the answers I need. I've seen that that is not true. So, but I still appreciate the fact that I am a questionnaire. I'm writing a post on that. I have all the points I want to write post on already in my notepad, and I believe as time goes on, I might even write a book on it. Who knows? But my point is a blessing. I believe I appreciate that gift. I didn't ask for it. God gave it to me. It came with my compartment, with my embodiment, and I am beginning to accept myself. Excuse me. The honors is now on me. The responsibility is now on me on how to manage it. Some days ago, I was speaking with a youth. I don't want to think you should be more. You should be up to 25. My own point of view, and we're discussing about reading the scriptures for yourself, about this falsehood in religious setting, the menace going on, and all that, and all that. And I told him about it became more than 2, 3 as time went on, as we kept discussing. People started joining us. I know more than 5 in the long run, anyway. And I was like, joining, even as a Christian, as old as I was at then, joining this Bible reading ministry. That's what they are all about. Just getting you to read, not even necessarily to understand, not even trying to be humming and be humming and be humming. Just read, like read, have the information, say come on, no, read what is there. I discovered so many things that as much as we glorified Sunday school, children days, Sunday school, we tend to want to start giving credence to Sunday school time days. That it is even what we were taught then, that is still keeping us. And remember that was so shameful, so shameful. Sorry for that break in transmission. A call came, and okay, yeah, it became shameful to understand that so many things that we thought were wrong, not just incomplete. It's like telling a 2-year-old 1 plus 1 is 2, but then maybe primary 2, grade 1, 2, 3, that 1 over 0 is impossible. You get to secondary school to tell you actually is 0 point something something, 1 over 1.1 is 0 point something something something. Gradually they are increasing your curriculum there, because they assume that by then you will be able to have your mind will be open more to be able to accommodate something that may look impossible. Then they just wrote it off and told us that then it was not possible in primary school. But we now enter university, like we had studied science courses, that made it a necessity for us to go and study science courses. So we had it our curriculum, our syllabus, and we had maths, MTH 201, MTH 101, and all that, 102, 104, okay, 201, 202, and we later got to know that 1 over 0 is infinity. Like, then infinity started coming to place, integration, and all that. So I'm trying to remember some of them, and we had this textbook. If I remember, we'll talk about Bondi. Kai, it is well. So it is how as you grow, you tend to start discovering some things. And some you now grow old. At last, we go resort to Solomon's coined statement. Vanessa Bombans. That is it. Because but you would have just known that at least I didn't waste my years. I also did what people do. I was eager, active, and all that. Yeah, in a bit, I need to say this. A word came to me, and I learned God does not. What I know is God does not hear sinners. This book of John chapter 9, when this blind man from birth, it was blind from birth. God has a unique way of coming into people's lives at different points in life. Those different people as examples are depicted to include in the Bible compilation. It showed people that God intervened in their lives at different points. Some were after they were dead. Some was the widow of nine. That the only son that she had as hope died, and they were already going to bury him, and Jesus met them and had compassion and touched the bearer and called him forth. That's the stage. That's hopelessness having hopeless. You get that kind of thing. Some, even his friend, another story. The fact that your friend was not there for you when you were in trouble does not necessarily mean that they're not your friends. Really, but we will get to that in another video. Jesus came 4 days after he had been buried. Not even dead. After he had been buried. You get, and Jesus intervened, showed us that some that were not raised might not necessarily be that God did not want to raise them. Everybody cannot be raised. Phenomenon of life will still continue. Phenomenon of life will still be. So this particular one was blind from birth. And there was some that the disciples asked Jesus, and they were like, it's for God's glory to be shown. They were asking Jesus that this person that is like this from birth, is it that his parents that is how human being will always be thinking. Thank God God's thoughts, man's thoughts is like how high heaven is to us. They were like, is a picture a fraction percentage of how people think. They were asking Jesus that, okay, this particular ailment of this boy, is it the parents? Is it him? Of course, he was born like that. So how could he have been a sinner to have deserved this? And Jesus said, none of the above. Yeah, just to complete it, my phone went off at that point, so I have to continue and finish up early. Yeah, John 9, and the blind man was trying to explain. They kept like they kept asking him jam question. And my point, I think it is John 9, is it 31 now? They were asking him that the person that healed you, is he a sinner? He said, I don't know if he's a sinner or not, but one thing I know is that God does not listen to sinners. That curated statement or quote or whatever you can say was curated out of the abundance of the sermons they must have been hearing in the synagogue, and I'm sure bulk of the sermons must have been taken or may have been taken by the Sadducees and the Pharisees and all that. So they must have been the ones who called up that God does not hear sinners. When that same God that came to die for people in human flesh said, anyone that calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Jesus also said that the healthy does not need the doctor, it is the sick. I have come to the lost sheep of Israel. It shows that even Cain, this first son of Adam and Eve, despite the fact that he had just, before he went to kill, when the thought was obviously roaming around on his mind, and God told him, sin is knocking at your door. Calm down. If you had a good sacrifice or whatever, if you had presented something presentable, wouldn't it have been acceptable? Instead of him to be asking God, okay, what can I do to have my sacrifice accepted or acceptable, he kept ruminating until it became bigger on his mind and he had to kill his brother. And God was still talking to him about his punishment and all that and the curses. God speaks to everybody. Whatever we have been told by any kind, God speaks to everybody. My point here is, everything you hear is not true until you verify yourself. By the word, just approach it with the word of Jesus Christ, especially. God loved everybody. He dined and wined mostly with those that needed him most, which were sinners. I hope you learned one or two things out of this. Thank you.